Take on me.
Let me know when we're live.
I think we're live. Hopefully. Can I use your phone, Josh?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Modern REI Wholesale Daily Show. Today we're going to talk about the dangers and the pitfalls of cold calling and hunting naked.
We're going to have 80s music the entire time.
This is going to be pretty good, actually. I am Dustin.
Josh here.
Corey.
We're live on the Instas as well. And so let's talk about cold calling today. Cold calling. Here we are. Bam. As you guys know, we generate most of our leads from the magical, mystical powers of cold calling. And I forgot we got the 80s music here. We're big fans of the 80s music. If you're watching us on the Instagrammers right now, you will see a beautiful ring of the 80s. So, cold calling for wholesalers, cold calling for motivated sellers. This is a very interesting topic to dive into because there's a lot of opportunity there, but it's also a huge pain in the ass. So why is it hard? Why is it a pain in the ass? Okay, it's hard because it's very monotonous and tedious. So if you're cold calling by yourself and you're just picking up the phone, dialing numbers, it's going to be very taxing on your soul, to tell you the truth, because a lot of people, you skip trace your list, you're calling folks, you're going off very small numbers. So for example, if you have a list of like 2,000 people to call and dial, first off, only a very small percentage of them are going to pick up the phone. And secondly, it's going to take a lot of follow-up. You got to call that list 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which is also tough. So then how do we get around this? How do we solve that problem? And the answer to that is you hire someone in the Philippines or a different country at a much lower cost to be able to do that, and someone who specializes in it. Now, the challenge with that side of it is you have to train them. You have to have a really great training program that you build yourself to train these guys, to show them how to conduct themselves on the phone. And you need to also show them how to screen the deals so that you're not just talking to people, anybody that has a pulse that is interested in perhaps a cash offer on their house. And that's a lot of work. So for us, the way that we've done it is we do cold calling, but we have a little bit of a competitive edge that seems to make it work, because I've talked to a lot of people who really struggle with making cold calling work. In fact, most people do. Even some of the best are struggling with the cold calls. So for us, what makes us a little bit different is we actually have, in addition to a real estate background, is we have an online marketing background where we've sold information products in the real estate space for, this is year 10 actually. This is year 10.
Crazy.
10 years of online selling. So we actually have a cold calling and a dialing team that was set up from our other business. So we transferred them over into cold calling real estate leads as well. It kind of hit us out of the blue one day, like, well, we have all this experience in calling, making sales online, so why don't we transfer that over? So the results for us, we kind of really hit it out of the gate. We pulled a list of 10,000 contacts. We skip traced them. Corey's beautiful drawing here. We skip traced them. We called them, and within 8 days, we put up 150 leads from cold calling. And we just had way more leads than we could possibly handle, and it worked really good. So for somebody like yourself going to do this, it's going to be challenging because you have to go, and for one cold caller you're going to hire, you're probably going to have to interview, like us, at least 5 or 6. say that's accurate? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably 5 or 6. So you're going to have to really sort through a lot of people to have them good, to have them reliable, and to make sure they're going to show up to work and be consistent. So you need to definitely set aside a large chunk. Now, I'm not saying that it can't be done. I'm just saying that it's challenging, but it definitely can be worth it. And for us, it definitely is worth it. And it's been so worth it to us to the degree of our team, our cold calling team actually ends up calling everybody in Cincinnati area where we are. So we have our list, and our team is so good that they basically go and they call and they get through that list within a couple weeks. So what we've done is, for those of you guys watching, we've created a cold call service. So if you want leads from cold calling, type the word leads below, and we can actually use our team that's in place to generate leads for you. So type leads in the comment there, and we'll reach out with you, and we can use our team to generate leads for you, because honestly there's some times where they don't have anything to do because they've called all of our leads. So pros and cons of it, there's definitely a lot. So here's what I want to say to the folks that are serious about perhaps doing this by yourself. Definitely set aside a few hours a day to do this and take it seriously. It's not something you're going to dabble in, okay? And give yourself probably 4 to 6 months, in my opinion, to really get it dialed in, because you're going to have to train the virtual assistant to call these guys. There's some services that do it for you. And then also, depending how busy you are, you're going to need a great sales manager. So for us, the way we do it is we actually have like a sales and acquisition manager who trains our cold calling team, as you can see here. And
Sam. Cool. His name's not actually Sam, but that stands for
protecting his identity.
Sales
so that,
acquisition manager.
Sam, that's really good. That is
Good name
good.
is Sam.
We're gonna call him Sam from now on.
I put peanut butter in my latte, and I thought it was mixed in, but it's just all at the bottom.
It looks disgusting, but smells quite delicious.
Yeah.
Might I say? What were we talking about?
Back to Sam.
Back to Sam, sales acquisition manager.
The flowchart. Let's do the flowchart of the people.
Yeah. So here you got Sam, sales acquisition manager. Okay? From there, Sam is going to start putting out job postings on places like onlinejobs.ph or Craigslist to find cold callers.
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace works as well. And you get these guys sending in resumes. Boom, sending resumes in. The next step is you need to do interviews with them. Now you don't need to, here's a tip. You really don't need to actually, you just want to hear how they sound. Don't put a lot of pressure on putting these guys on video, because a lot of the times they might get self-conscious and kind of in their head. You want to see how they're going to sound just on the phone as you're talking to them, having a dialogue with them, and so that they're not self-conscious of how they look, right? Because really what you're after is someone who can speak clear English. So he's going to go through, this could be you, you're going to identify a couple candidates and then narrow it down and pick the best one. So then from there, that's when you start. For us, what we do is we send them through multi-week trainings on vocal tonality, so that when they're on the phone, they speak very, very clear American dialect English. To be honest, as bad as it is, we all know that when somebody answers the phone and they have an accent that is very strong, you're kind of go on a bit of red alert, because there's so many scams going around. There was a scam going around where they call, you get a voice message, a ringless voice message, and it says you have a lawsuit against you in your city and call them back. So sometimes at lunch we have a great time of calling these numbers back and playing with the scam center.
They don't like that very much.
No, they don't, actually. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But this is the basic structure. Now, a lot of people think that they're really winning with ringless voice message. And to be honest, we haven't actually had that great of luck with Ringless Voice Message. I don't even think we've gotten a deal from Ringless Voice Message.
Yeah, not solely.
Yeah, definitely not solely. So for what you want to do, what I like about this is when we're cold calling, we call every property and ask for the name of the homeowner. So for example, if we're calling Dave, we're calling Dave in Brooklyn, and our team is trained to say, "Hi, I'm looking for Dave," and then they say, "Yeah, this is Dave," and you'd say, "Dave, I'm interested. Are you interested in a cash offer on your house, or are you interested in selling your house for cash? We're investors. We're looking to buy some property in the area." But more specific is we give the property address to him. We say, "Dave, we're interested in buying your property at 652 Maple Street." So that is much more specific than a ringless voice message. And that's what our VAs are doing when they call, is they're leaving specific voice messages like that. So, yeah.
Oh, can I jump in for a second?
Jump in.
Two things real quick. One, training for the superstars, Straight Line Persuasion by Jordan Belfort. He was the Wolf of Wall Street. You might recognize him. Bad guy turned good. He's got a great training. So we've all been through that and used that. That'd be great to do for your team, to grab that. And also, what are some of the nightmares that people might face when they're doing cold calling, building their team? I'll answer one quick, and then maybe if you guys have any thoughts. Just make sure that people aren't on the do not call list. A lot of the skip trace services you'll use will, I think, sort that for you. But just make sure that's something that you do, that you are mindful of, because technically you can get fined, like, I think 10 grand.
Yeah,
for
per
each
number.
one, per number, yeah. So it's just try to stay away from that. If you use a good skip trace service, I think they have that built in. I think REI skip trace is one that we use. I believe they cross-reference that. But and if you do come across someone who freaks out, just make sure you take them off your list.
Yeah.
Usually people aren't super crazy. They won't go.
Here's another thing to buckle yourself up and to really train your team on. These guys are going to get some pretty harsh calls back from people. We have people call us back sometimes that are livid, like they're just swearing, like, "Don't you ever call me again, man. You'll come and beat your ass."
It's more F words than it
literally,
usually.
but there's more. It's like, "Don't be calling my beeping house. Don't come to my beeping house. I'm not selling my mother beeping house." And yeah, we get the word mother beeping a lot.
Yeah, mother beep.
Yeah. Pieces of beep.
Mother beep.
You dumb beeps.
Yeah.
Low life beeps.
Yeah. A lot of beeps.
A lot of beeps, man. But this is a family friendly show, so if you want the rated X version, tune in tomorrow.
I think it's M. I think X is something completely different.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Late night. Tune in at 1 a.m. Okay. So, but once again, it can be tough. As I mentioned, we're able to produce more leads than we can handle. So if you want us to just generate your leads for you, just type the word leads in the comment, and we can hop on a discussion, phone call, and use our floor, which is all of this and more, to generate leads for you. And it'd probably be cheaper than what you're spending on direct mail. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give another tip or two. Corey, we put him on the spot every day. Corey's the in-house musician.
Someday I'm not going to do this.
Corey's going to jam us out here. And he doesn't know the topic.
No.
This is the fun part about it.
Or the tune.
So once again, if you're serious about this stuff, remember, so much of real estate is drop by drop. Every day you're adding, every day you're building this stuff, and there's a lot of days where you feel like you're taking 2 steps backwards, and then you're taking 2 more steps backwards. And we've been through that over and over again. As I mentioned, our goal this year, our goal is to do $1 million in wholesales and fix and flips, and we're in the midst, almost done January, and we haven't even had a deal close yet. How many deals do we have lined up right now, Josh?
We got 2 in the pipeline, and we did a first home visit today. So maybe we'll get that under contract. So we're trying to do 3 by January 31st.
3, and then how many are under contract to close in February right now?
For our fix and flips, we got 4 right now in the pipeline to close, and we got 5 sitting on the market.
Nice. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Corey's gonna serenade you out, and he's gonna sing about the topic of the do not call list.
Well, I heard there was a list that I could not call, but I called it anyway. She picked up the phone and then she said, "You shouldn't be calling me today." Well, I said, "Girl, I want your house, I want it right now, and I'd do just about anything." So she said, "How much money you got?" And I said, "Girl, I'll give you everything."
Yeah.
I was gonna go into a chorus, but we can end it there.
See you tomorrow.